Sakhiyo Bashmuk hau fayo fusi ho diyo mekil nekhayeb kule ailan nihe moran ignatios
Now the choir will sing a prayer song in Syriac to begin this sacred gathering.
Btara odilok hanono no keshkono dubosan lo
Thank you, Chorepiscopa, Father Dr. M.B. George and team for this beautiful invocation. Honorable dignitaries, respected scholars, fathers, sisters, esteemed audience, faculty members, and dear friends. A blessed afternoon to all, and welcome to the concluding ceremony of Ruby Jubilee celebrations of SEERI. May I invite Father Sebastian Kollankunnel, Vicar, St. Mary's Syro Malabar Church, Anikad, Syro Malabar Eparchy of Kanjirapalli, to welcome the gathering.
His Beatitude, Your Grace and Excellencies, distinguished delegates, scholars, professors, sisters, clergy, and dear participants. It is an honor to stand before you today on the final day of the International Syriac Conference, marking the Ruby Jubilee celebrations of St. Ephrem Ecumenical Research Institute. Over the past 4 days, we have come together to explore, discuss, and celebrate the rich heritage of Syriac studies. We have had the privilege of engaging with esteemed scholars, exchanging ideas, and deepening our understanding of the Syriac tradition. I extend a warm welcome to all our international guests who have traveled far and wide to be with us. Your presence enriches our gathering and underscores the global significance of Syriac studies. In this blessed function, presidential address will be given by His Grace Dr. Joseph Mar Barnabas, Suffragan Metropolitan of Marthoma Syrian Church. In the name of all who gathered here, I extend him a hearty warm welcome. His Beatitude more and more Ignatius Joseph III Euhanon, the head of the Syrian Catholic Church and Patriarch of East, would be giving benedictory message in this function. It is the second visit of his Beatitude to SEERI, together with the official delegation of 2 bishops and the accompaniment of 9 dignitaries from Lebanon. In the name of all who are here, I wholeheartedly welcome His Beatitude Ignatius Joseph and his team. His Grace Kyriakos Mar Ioannius is the representative of Knanaya community is present here. Being the alumnus of SEERI, your presence and solidarity with the Institute is exceptional. In the name of all who gathered here, I give you a warm welcome. Rish Episcopa Dr. Jonas Abraham Konat, the Malankara Malpan, is not an unknown person to us all. He is the carrier and family heir of the rare collections of various Syriac manuscripts and could publish them through the Konat Press. He was also one of the prominent professors of SEERI, holding a PhD from Catholic University of Louvain. Let us wholeheartedly welcome Rish Episcopa Dr. Jonas Abraham. Professor Andrei Makar, Professor of University of Iași, Romania, is also present here to enrich us with his scholarship. He is also one of the organizers of the next International Syriac Symposium to be held in Budapest. Heartfelt welcome, Professor, to this Ruby Jubilee celebrations. Sister Dr. Ardra SIC, Mother General of Bethany Sisters, has been sending sisters of her community to SEERI for the courses and services rendered to the Institute. She is also one of the sponsors of Ruby Jubilee event of SEERI. We wholeheartedly welcome Mother General to our midst. Dr. Rajan Varghese, former PVC of MG University and Secretary of Kerala's Higher Education Council, hailing from the Archdiocese of Tiruvalla, is a great visionary in the field of education. He took initiatives to affiliate SEERI to the MG University. We thank him for his wise interventions for the development of SEERI and its PG and PhD programs. We gratefully welcome you, sir, to the Jubilee gathering. For the evaluations, we have 3 representatives from our foreign colleagues. They are Professor Dr. Daniel Makowgi, Professor Dr. Hesmi Tahashki, Dr. Sister Elia Maria Teresa. 3 of them are the faculties of various reputable universities abroad. We thankfully acknowledge your great services and extend warm welcome you all on this significant gathering. We also have 2 evaluations from SEERI staff. Father Dr. Shajan Varghese, a professor of SEERI, and Sister Dr. Jinsi Othotil, who is also a professor and research guide of the institution. We welcome all these luminarious scholars to this great gathering of the Ruby Jubilee of SEERI. Last but not least, we would like to express our deep affection and welcome to our dearest Father Jacob Theke Parampil, the mastermind behind this function and the Institute. as the founder, builder, mentor, and great visionary, Father Jacob has been instrumental in promoting Syriac language and SEERI for past 4 decades. He is a treasure of modern Syrian Christianity in India. Let us thank the Malankara Catholic Church, especially of Archdiocese of Tiruvalla, for giving us this valuable asset. On behalf of everyone, I warmly welcome Father Jacob, the organizer and head of this function, to this meeting. Finally, I welcome you all to the concluding session of the Ruby Jubilee Conference. The name of Jesus Christ, the center of our eternal sojourn and hope. Nestamba Hisha Mishiha.
Thank you, Father Sebastian. May I now invite His Grace Joseph Mar Barnabas, Suffragan Metropolitan, Malankara Marthoma Syrian Church, to kindly deliver the presidential address.
His Excellency, the Patriarch, more Ignatius Joseph III, Yuan, and all the dearly beloved in Christ. Mo to bumo shafir lahe mo omarin akhido. How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. Today, as we stand together under one roof with one goal and with one heritage, the Syriac heritage, we enter into a celebration of unity. This is not merely an anniversary, it is a sacred testimony that the Spirit of God has held us together across traditions, across geographies, and across centuries. The Ephrem Ecumenical Research Institute has for 40 glorious years been a living bridge-binding churches, nurturing scholarship, and safeguarding the Syriac patronymy entrusted to us. On this Ruby Jubilee, I extend heartfelt congratulations to SEERI for 4 decades of scholarship, service, and spiritual influence. I congratulate the Syro-Malankara Catholic Church, its visionary leadership, its faculty, and above all, the Rish Malfono, Reverend Dr. Joseph Jacob Thekaparampilachan, whose vision and lifelong dedication gave flesh and blood to this noble institution. When Father Jacob Achan planted this seed 40 years ago, he did so with faith, sacrifice, and surrender. Today, SEERI has grown into a mighty tree, offering shades, knowledge, and life to countless seekers. On behalf of the Malankara Marthoma Syrian Church, I bring greetings and thanksgiving. Our church has been blessed beyond measures through SEERI's ecumenical spirit, common liturgical legacy, and profound spiritual depth. Many of our clergy and seminarians were trained here, equipped here, and set forth with the fragrance of Syriac spirituality. SEERI has never been an institution alone. For us, it was always felt like home. This is because of one key figure, our Rish Malfono, Reverend Dr. Jacob Thekaparampil. His open arms and his ever-gracious word, most welcome, are a sacrament of hospitality that reflects the very heart of the gospel. We stand as a beacon of ecumenism, a banyan tree whose wide branches have provided room for countless birds, churches, scholars, and seekers to nest and thrive. Today, SEERI is not only international and interdenominational, it is intergenerational. It has become a spiritual bloodstream carrying the life of Syriac scholarship to churches all over the world. As Mar Ephrem beautifully reminds us, Hadhu Damdes Kulhun Ukad Hagao Men Robuto the Kulhun. One is the Spirit who sanctifies all, and one body is formed from the multitude of all. This is SEERI, one Spirit, one body, one heritage, one goal. As we celebrate this Ruby Jubilee, let us not only look back with gratitude, but forward with hope. May SEERI rise to new heights of scholarships, deeper wells of spirituality, and wider channels of ecumenical fellowship. On behalf of our Metropolitan, His Grace Dr. Theodosius Marthoma, and the entire Marthoma Church, I invoke God's abundant blessings on SEERI, its faculty, its students, and especially on our beloved Rish Malfano, Reverend Dr. Jacob Thakkeparambel. May the Lord grant him long life, strength, and joy to continue guiding us, and may SEERI shine as a lamp, Syriac heritage, lightening the path of unity and faith for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Grace, for your inspiring words and steadfast support. I would now take the pleasure in inviting His Beatitude, more and more Ignatius Joseph III Hunan, Syriac Catholic Patriarch of Antioch, and all the
session, His Grace Joseph Mar Barnabas, His Beatitude Patriarch Moran Ignatius Joseph III, His Grace Thomas Mar Kurillos, Archbishop of Tiruvalla, Reverend Dr. John Abraham Conant, Reverend Sister Andra SIC, Professor Andre Makar, delegates attending this international conference and the Ruby Jubilee celebrations. I am indeed privileged and also delighted to associate with this institution in its year of Ruby Jubilee celebration for decades of Syriac scholarship and service to the Syriac studies. Actually, the state of Kerala is also witnessing tremendous transformation in the structure and content of higher education. We are redesigning the curriculum in line with the curriculum that can be compared with the curriculum of any leading university in India and abroad. And Mahatma Gandhi University is actually serving this part of the country, part of the state, and SEERI has emerged as a major seat of learning, and it is recognized by the university as a research center and a postgraduate studies center. And there are several distinct aspects of this institution. SEERI was founded in 1985. At that time, India lacked a center for advanced Syriac studies. And for the preservation of Syriac manuscript, SEERI filled this gap, becoming both a teaching center and a research hub. Recognized as a research center of Mahatma Gandhi University, it offers programs ranging from certificate course to postgraduate program and PhD degrees in Syriac studies. What makes it truly special is its ecumenical spirit. It welcomes scholars and students from across the Syriac traditions, creating a space where scholarship, worship, and culture meet. And when we compare SEERI with institutions abroad, Oxford, Leuven, or Rome, we notice an important distinction. Western Center often studies Syriac primarily as a historical subject. They have vast libraries and centuries of academic tradition, but Syriac for them is largely for the past. SEERI, on the other hand, is embedded in a living tradition. In Kerala, Syriac hymns are still sung and Syriac liturgy is still celebrated. This gives SEERI an authenticity and vitality that no Western center can replicate. But it is facing several challenges of funding, scarcity of trained scholars, and the difficulties of preservation of our, climate here. Yet, despite these obstacles, SEERI has earned global recognition through its international conferences, academic collaborations, and commitment of its faculty. At the center of this achievement is Reverend Father Dr. Jacob Tekeparambil, the director of SEERI. He had his priestly formation in Central Travancore and later earned his doctorate at the Catholic University of Paris. A gifted linguist, he is fluent in Syriac, French, Greek, Latin, and Arabic, which allows him to work with ancient texts and engage with scholars around the world. As the founder director of SEERI, he has guided the institute from its early years into an internationally respected center. Ladies and gentlemen, SEERI is more than an academic institute. It is a bridge between East and West, between history and living tradition, between many Syriac Christian communities across the world. And much of that achievement is due to the dedication of the leadership of this institution. Let me conclude by greeting all the international participants and other delegates attending these Ruby Jubilee celebrations and wish a bright academic future for SEERI. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite His Grace Kuriakos Marivanios, Metropolitan Malankara Syrian Orthodox Knanaya Church, Rani, and alumnus to offer felicitation.
His Beatitude, Patriarch More Ignatius Joseph Yohanan III, His Eminence More Joseph Suffragan Metropolitan, His Eminence Archbishop Thomas Markourelos, other eminent bishops, reverend priests, other dignitaries on the dais, and delegates and other faithful attending the meeting. In connection with the Ruby's Jubilee celebrations of St. Ephraim's Ecumenical Research Institute, today is the concluding session of Global SEERI Conference. SEERI is an ecumenical center and a research institute that promotes Syrian traditions and heritages. The institute was established in the year 1985 at Baker Hill, Kottayam, and about 2,000 people have completed their Syriac studies so far. SEERI offers doctoral, postgraduate, graduate, and short-term courses which are affiliated to Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam. I am very happy to say that I did my post-graduation in Syriac at SEERI during the year 2001 and 2002. Syriac language has a key role in the worship of Syrian churches. The prayers and hymns in the Syriac are often used in the liturgies of Syrian Orthodox churches, Syrian Catholics, and Knanaya churches. In ancient times, these liturgies were written in Syriac, but later it was translated to Malayalam. SEERI is aiming to foster the historical, cultural, and faith aspects of Syriac language and traditions. Eminent church fathers like Ephrem and other scholars of Syrian churches made several theological inputs to the Syrian liturgy. It is our responsibility to protect and preserve these traditions and liturgies. SEERI has played a vital role for the past 40 years in preserving these traditions. One word about Reverend Father Jacob Thekkepermel. Jacob Thekkepermel Achan did a marvelous effort to promote a Syriac language and traditions. Jacob Achan studied 9 international languages and did his Syriac researches in Germany and France. Reverend Achan had contributed much to the growth of SEERI and the Syriac traditions and heritages for the last 40 years. Achan collected photocopies of the rarest manuscripts and ancient Syriac-related books from all over the world. Father Thekkepermel maintains a well-organized library in the SEERI. Achan rendered 4 decades of his life and his teaching skills benefiting the growth of SEERI and Syriac traditions. I greatly appreciate and congratulate his commendable efforts in enriching the Syriac traditions. At this moment, I request church leaders and church heads of the Syrian tradition to honor and confer him as the Ries Malfono of the Ecumenical Churches. On behalf of Alumni Association and the Malankara Syrian Knanaya Archdiocese, I express best wishes to Ruby celebrations of SEERI and World Syriac Conference 2025. Aloha Nabarek, Tawdi Kulkul.
Thank you, Your Grace, for your inspiring words. May I now call upon Rish Core Episcopa, Dr. John Abraham Conant, Malankara Malpan, and Principal Secretary to His Holiness the Celios Marthoma Matthews III Catholicos, Malankara Orthodox Syrian Church to kindly felicitate.
Shemabo Ruho Kadisho Hadaloho Shariro. Most respected and eminent Your Excellency, Patriarch Ignatius Jakob III Johanan. The president of this gathering, most eminent, His Grace Joseph Mar Barnabas Metropolitan. His Grace Kyriakos Mar Ivanios, His Grace Thomas Mar Kyrillos Metropolitan, other dignitaries seated on the stage, esteemed scholars, reverend clergy, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound gratitude and joy that I stand before you today at the closing of this remarkable international conference on the Syriac language and the writings of the fathers, hosted by the St. Ephrem Syriac Research Institute here in Kottayam, a place that has become, over these past few days, a vibrant crossroads of scholarship, spirituality, and shared heritage. Over the course of this conference, we have witnessed something extraordinary, a gathering of minds and hearts from across the globe, united by a common love for a language which existed for nearly 3,000 years. A language that once echoed through the deserts of Mesopotamia, the monasteries of Edessa, and the liturgical chants of the ancient church. Syriac is not merely a language, it is a vessel of memory, a bridge to the early Christian experience, and a living testament to the theological, philosophical, and poetic genius of the fathers. Syriac, as many of us have so eloquently reminded, is one of the great classical languages of Christianity. It is the language of St. Ephrem the Syrian and Jacob of Serug, whose hymns still shimmer with a theological depth and poetic beauty. It is the language in which the East first received the gospel, interpreted the scripture, and articulated its understanding of the divine. Through Syriac, the voices of the early church fathers, Jacob of Serug, Aphrahad, Isaac of Nineveh, etc., continue to speak to us, not as relics of the past, but as living guides for our present and future. And yet, Syriac is more than a historical artifact. It is a living tradition. It survives in liturgy, in scholarship, in the hearts of communities from Kerala to Turabdin, from Beirut to Chicago. It is a language that has endured exile, persecution, and dispersion, and still it sings. This conference, which marks the Ruby Jubilee of SEERI, has been a testament to that endurance. Scholars from every corner of the world, linguists, theologians, historians, philologists, have come together to share their research, their insights, and their passion. We have heard papers on the grammatical intricacies of classical Syriac, on the transmission of patristic texts, on the intersection of Syriac thought with Greek and Arabic traditions. We have debated, we have learned, and we have grown. I remember the words of Professor Dr. Sebastian Brock, who qualified Syriac as the third lung of theological scholarship, along with Greek and Latin. But perhaps most importantly, we have built relationships. We have rekindled old collaborations and forged new ones. We have reminded ourselves that the study of Syriac is not the domain of any one nation or church. It is a shared endeavor, a collective stewardship of a treasure that belongs to all humanity. I must take a moment to acknowledge the tireless work of the St. Ephrem Syriac Research Institute and its leaders, especially Father Dr. Jacob Tekeparambil Malfono Rabo. This conference, which marks 40 years of the existence of SEERI, is not merely an event. It is the fruit of months of dedication, of quiet labor, of vision. The Institute has become a beacon for Syriac studies in Kerala and beyond, nurturing scholars, preserving manuscripts, and fostering dialogue between traditions. To the organizers, volunteers, and staff, thank you all. You have not only hosted us, you have inspired us. As we prepare to return to our homes and institutions, let us not see this closing ceremony as an ending, but as a beginning. Let us carry forward the spirit of this conference, the spirit of inquiry, of reverence, of collaboration. Let us commit ourselves anew to the study and preservation of Syriac, not as a mere academic pursuit, but as a sacred duty. Let us also remember that the writings of the fathers are not just texts to be analyzed, they are voices to be heard, wisdom to be lived. In a world fractured by division and noise, their words offer clarity, depth, and peace. Saint Ephrem once wrote, "Lord, your symbols are everywhere. Your love is hidden in your creation." Syriac is one such symbol, a hidden love, waiting to be discovered, studied, and shared. May we be faithful stewards of that love. Thank you all for your presence, your scholarship, and your spirit. Safe travel, and may the grace of the Father guide your path. Shlomo am kulkun ahe wachfoso.
Thank you, Rish Episcopal, for your kind words. May I now call upon Sister Dr. Ardra SIC, Mother General, Bethany Sisters, for kindly felicitating.
Your Beatitude, more and more Ignatius Joseph Yonon, your graces, your excellencies, Chorepiscopoi, Reverend Fathers, Sisters, distinguished guests, scholars, and dear friends and well-wishers. It's a great honor to stand before you this afternoon to celebrate a remarkable milestone, the Ruby Jubilee of St. Ephrem Ecumenical Research Institute, affectionately known as SEERI. 40 years, that's 4 decades of Syriac scholarship and service to Syriac churches, tireless work toward Christian unity, and a steadfast commitment to theological studies. We are here not just to mark the passage of time, but to acknowledge and celebrate this incredible journey. Looking back to 1985, SEERI was inaugurated by His Holiness More Basilius Marthoma Matthews, Catholicos of the Malankara Orthodox Syrian Church. This institution was founded on the visionary idea of becoming a hub where the rich traditions of the Syrian Church could be studied, preserved, and shared with the world. It was a place designed for dialogue and understanding, a testament to the spirit of Saint Ephrem, the revered Syriac poet theologian. SEERI was and continues to be a beacon of hope for ecumenism. Over the last 40 years, SEERI has grown from a budding idea into a globally recognized center of scholarship. It has become a home for students, scholars, and researchers from all corners of the world, drawn to the deep well of knowledge held within its archives and the expertise of its faculty. The numerous publications, research projects, and seminars hosted here have not only deepened our understanding of Oriental Christian theology and spirituality, but also have fostered a great appreciation for the diversity within the Christian churches. The work done here is not just academic, it's a living testament to the power of dialogue. In an age where division often seems to dominate headlines, SEERI stands as a quiet yet powerful example of what is possible when we choose to listen, learn, and find common ground. This Jubilee is a moment to honor the visionaries and leaders who laid the foundation for this institute. We owe a debt of gratitude to the late Reverend Father Raju Parakot, whose foresight was instrumental in SEERI's growth and development. It is also a time to recognize the generations of scholars, staff, and students who have poured their hearts and minds to SEERI, shaping it into a respected institution it is today. We are also privileged to acknowledge the current leadership and extend our congratulations to Most Reverend Dr. Thomas Markurlos, Metropolitan Archbishop of Tiruvalla, the current president of SEERI, for his dedicated leadership. It is also with great respect that we honor Reverend Dr. Jacob Thekkeparambil. As the founder and director, Dr. Thekkeparambil has been central in guiding the Institute's academic and research endeavors from the very beginning. His scholarly contributions are a source of immense pride, and his accolades speak volumes about his dedication. A notable achievement is his recognition by the French government with the Chevalier in the Order of Academic Palms for his remarkable contribution to Syriac language research. As we look to the future, SEERI's mission remains as relevant as ever. In a world that craves unity and understanding, institutions like this are not just valuable, they are essential. They remind us that true faith calls for unity, not separation. The next 40 years will undoubtedly bring new challenges, but with a strong foundation laid over these 4 decades, I have no doubt that SEERI will continue to be a force for good, a bridge between traditions, and a light in the academic and spiritual landscape. On behalf of all gathered here and on behalf of Bethany congregation, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the St. Ephrem Ecumenical Institute on this momentous occasion. May God bless your endeavors and continue to guide you in your noble mission. May SEERI continue to thrive and inspire for many more years to come. God bless SEERI. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister. May I now invite Professor Dr. Andrei Mekar, University of IRC, Romania, organizer of the next symposium Syriacum, to kindly offer felicitations.
Your Beatitude, Your Graces, dear guests and friends, I'm very honored to speak here in front of you now. I am one of the 2 representatives of Romania to this Jubilee and conference. I want briefly to show you the impact of SEERI and of Father Jacob Thekkeparambil in Eastern Europe, especially in Romania. We in Romania recognize Father Jacob as a main contributor to the development of Syriac studies, along with the late Professor Martin Tamke, who was also my doctoral supervisor. Father Jacob was, for me and other Romanian colleagues, the first guide and teacher for the Syriac language here in SEERI. And he even took his time to come many times in Romania, in Craiova and Bucharest especially, to give lectures there and to encourage people in universities and to encourage the leaders of the church to promote Syriac studies and the Syriac Christian tradition in our Orthodox theological faculties. I think he succeeded in this job because there is a result now, because one of the Romanian Syriac scholars who is doing research in the Romanian Academy and who is director of the Institute of Levant Studies, Cătălin Ștefan Popa, had enough courage and assumed the difficult task of organizing the next Symposium Syriacum in Romania, in Bucharest, next year. I can give you some details on this conference that will be organized in summer from 3rd to 7th of August, together with the 12th Conference of Christian Arabic Studies. There is already a functioning website for this conference. You can submit your paper proposals. Even you can organize panels on different topics, and we will get updates from the organizer in the next month. I think it will be interesting if many of you will be able to visit Bucharest, to visit a country that is, from the religious point of view, an Eastern Orthodox country, and especially Bucharest has a rich heritage, cultural, religious heritage with beautiful monasteries and churches. And I'm very happy that I can promote this event in front of you. So, I hope to see as many of you soon next year in Bucharest. And I will finish with the favorite words of Father Jacob. You are most welcomed to Bucharest in 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for the insightful words. May I now invite His Grace Thomas Mar Kyrillos, Archbishop of Tiruvalla, to address the gathering.
Your Beatitude, Your Graces, and my dear fathers, friends, and also the dignitaries of and on the dais. I am standing here to recognize the invaluable contribution some of our fathers and teachers and friends have made for SEERI. This is a time to recognize, as we celebrate the 40th anniversary of SEERI, we want to humbly remember with deep gratitude some of the great luminaries who made this institute what it is today. And we have prepared a small memento for a few of them, and also all those who have presented papers in this particular international conference and participated. We have prepared certificate, And as well as we have also prepared a certificate for all the participants. All the mementos are on behalf of the Syro Malankara Catholic Church, which sponsors or which guides SEERI, with the blessing of our great Major Archbishop Catholicos Cardinal Clemis. And all the certificates are signed by our Malfono Rabo, Reverend Dr. Jacob Tekeparambil, and myself. I humbly request all of you to receive, especially the mementos, from the hands and the revered hands of our beloved Patriarch. As you know, he has traveled, he has arrived just today morning, and he and his team, they have made this long journey from Trivandrum to Kottayam, traveling all these 100 and perhaps 42 kilometers just to participate in this great function. And he didn't have any rest. And 2 days ago, he was in the United States. And after that, he immediately began his journey to Kerala, to Trivandrum. And I don't know how to thank his beatitude. But on behalf of the church, on behalf of all those who love SEERI, all those who treasure the great wealth of Syriac, we want to thank his beatitude for this gracious presence. And may I humbly request the organizers to call upon the names of those who are going to be given or those who are to be presented with the mementos and certificates of appreciation. Thank you. Thank you for your participation, and may God bless SEERI.
May I now invite the following persons to come and receive their mementos from His Beatitude the Patriarch. I call the names: Mr. K.B. Thomas of SEERI,
he has been a very stronghold of our institution, Mr. Thomas. He has been the office secretary ever since the inception of this institute. Please come forward.
He has not come. He has not come. I'll read the next name. Dr. Francois Briquet Chatonnet. Okay. Dr. Alain Deramo. Reverend Dr. Baby Varghese.
Dr. Baby Varghese, he has been the strong pillar of SEERI. He is a professor, and ever since his joining with Father Jacob Tekeparambil, this institution has grown into great heights. Thank you.
Next, a memento to Professor Dr. Sebastian Paul Brock, which will be received by Father Stephen Thornton.
Okay.
Proto-Deacon Dr. Jean-Paul Deschler.
Ever since ever since the inception of this institute, a proto-deacon, Sean Paul Dreschler, he has been a great support to SEERI.
Professor Dr. Reverend Matthias Podosny.
Our great student and now the professor and dean in Krakow.
Dr. Harald Suerman.
The great Suerman. German scholar.
Dr. Professor Muriel Debier.
Muriel. Thank you so much.
Isabel de Lamberturi.
Isabel.
Oh, she hasn't come. Dr. Nathan Tilley. Monsignor Peter I. Wakari, who is the director of the CNEWA.
From CNAW, they have sponsored greatly for this conference. I place my sincere gratitude to CNAWA.
Professor Dr. Therese Ilya.
Therese.
Marie-Therese.
Sister.
We now take this occasion to honor Father Reverend Dr. Thomas Kunemakel, who was a former Dean of Studies and Research Guide of SEERI. Unfortunately, he has intimated his inability to come, but Mr. Anil Manuel will speak a few words about him. Reverend Father Jacob Takeparambil. Father Jacob Takeparambil will.
Wonderful recognition of the merit of our Malfono Yaqub. The Lord's Prayer, Abun Bashmayo, and the Shlom Lech Mariam to the Blessed Mother Mary in Syriac. So we will all remember that Jesus taught us by his own words how to pray to his Father, Abun Bashmayo.
Dr. Thomas Kuhnemakel, his beatitude, the patriarch will present the honor. And Mr. Anil Manu will now introduce.
Nastambakisho Mishiha, His Beatitude, His Graces, and His Excellencies, distinguished guests, scholars, and friends. Renowned Syria scholar, theologian, former professor, Dean of SEERI, Malpan Kuhnemakel Thomakatanar, is honored today on the auspicious occasion of the Ruby Jubilee celebrations of SEERI Kottayam. Dr. Thomas Kuhnemakel was born on 15th November 1955 in Ramapuram as the son of Kurian and Rosamma Kuhnemakel. After completing school education from St. Augustine's Ramapuram, he joined the minor seminary of the Eparchy of Pala to begin the formation to priesthood. Later, he was sent to Pontifical Seminary, Alvey, to complete the priestly formation. He was ordained priest on 30th December 1981 by Bishop Mar Joseph Pallikapparambil, the then Bishop of the Eparchy of Pala. He secured a licentiate in theology and pastoral patristic studies from the Institute of Patristic Sciences, Lateran University, Rome. He undertook Syriac studies in the Oxford University and secured a master's degree in 1988 and took his PhD doctorate from the Oxford in 1991. Dr. Thomas Kuhnemakel presented research purpose in different universities around the world. He was appointed professor of patristics at St. Thomas Apostolic Seminary and Pauristha Vidyabhidam in 1991. He joined SEERI as professor in 1991 and Dean of Studies from 2004. Since 1997, he is the research guide of Syriac language in the University, MG University, Kottayam. He is a polyglot with a working knowledge in several languages. He has published around 150 articles both in Malayalam and English and has around 20 books to his credit. Kuhnemakel Thomakatanar is the founder of Bes Ephrem Nasrani Daira, Kuruvalengad. The Daira, which formerly started on 20th March 1999, is a monastic community of East Syriac tradition and an institute to promote Syriac language and liturgical tradition. It continues to nurture research and spirituality rooted in East Syriac tradition. Due to illness, he resides in the priest home attached to Marsliva Medicity, Palai. SEERI expected his presence here today in this concluding session, but due to ill health, he is unable to travel and reach here and accept the honor of SEERI. Remembering Malpan Kuhnemakel Thomakatanar with gratitude, we pray for his health and well-being. Thank you.
I now invite His Beatitude the Patriarch to present the honor of Father Kuhnemakel and confer the title of.
Hawatana Nashiha Daimanuza Sharita Dumpalapana Ramba Dendeho.
May I invite Mr. Anil Manil to receive it on behalf of Father Kuhnemakel. Anil? Yeah, behind.
Certificate of Honor, Saint Ephrem Ecumenical Research Institute, SEERI, in grateful recognition of the outstanding contribution of Professor Dr. Ecumenical Thoma Katnar, a student of Dr. Sebastian Brock, former research guide and dean of SEERI. As a champion of the true Christian faith, he a devoted guardian of the Syriac language, liturgy, and tradition, and a luminous guide for scholars and faithful alike, hereby bestows upon him the title Kraptana Nasiha the Haimanusa Sharirtha Umalphana Ramba the Hindu. Triumphant defender of the true faith and the great teacher of Hindu, signed by His Grace Dr. Thomas Markurilos, President of SEERI, and Professor Dr. Jacob Tekeparambil, Director of SEERI.
The SEERI community would now like to honor Dr. Jacob Tekeparambil. May I invite His Grace Mark Kurilos to present the memento to Father Jacob.
Yeah, bravo.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Beatitudes. Thank you, Your Beatitude, and Your graces for honoring the dignitaries. It is time for evaluation of the program just concluded. May I invite Professor Dr. Daniel Lemakonagi, Professor Emeritus, California State University, for sharing your observations and highlights.
Well, I guess I could just say A+ and step down, but I'll evaluate a little bit more. My students always like to get a little feedback. And having spent many years in finance and accounting, I tend to have a mathematical mind. So I wanted to evaluate what we've got here, this great auspicious group that have come from all over the world. A lot went into this. This is the culmination of many, many people, many, many years. So I want us to reflect on what has happened due to the efforts of so many. We have scholars from Romania and Poland, Switzerland, Portugal, France, Germany, Lebanon, Japan, Israel, and the United States, plus the many scholars from Kerala. And I hope I didn't miss anyone, but a lot of effort went into this. Collectively, the participants have traveled hundreds of thousands of kilometers for thousands of hours to make this trip. Great efforts were made for this meeting, leading up to the meeting by the staff of SEERI. They worked many days to prepare and for months and weeks to plan this celebration, and we thank them because it wouldn't have happened without them. More than 60 papers were presented, covering the broad field of Syriac studies. These presentations involved thousands of hours of work and preparation, and we thank all the participants for their efforts. We must also note the untiring effort of Father Jacob, who spent 40 years laboring to this important occasion. This was preceded by 3 years of preparation. And if you think, if he spent 10 hours a day for 43 years, or 10 hours a day, 360 days a year for 43 years, you get to about 160,000 hours. Now, he probably didn't work 10 hours a day. He probably worked 15 or 16. See, we're pushing 250,000 hours of his efforts into this institution that made it possible. So we recognize that and have to think about that. So thank you all for an A-plus conference here and for all your contributions.
Thank you, Professor, for sharing your observations and highlights and valuable suggestions. May I invite Professor Dr. Hidemi Takahashi from University of Tokyo, Japan, for sharing your impressions.
Your Beatitude, Your Graces, Your Excellencies, Reverend Sisters and Fathers, dear colleagues and friends. Exactly 2 years ago, I was standing here too, playing the same role as I am doing today, giving the evaluation for the last SEERI conference. I remember saying on that occasion that every conference I had the privilege to attend here had been different. This one is more different than the others in the sense that it's not just one of the series of World SEERI conferences, but it is a celebration of the Ruby Jubilee of SEERI. I would like to just say a few words about three elements, as I did last time, in fact. The academic side of the events, and the celebratory part of the events, and also the commemorative part, as it were. The academic side, I mean, there were so many good papers, and I cannot sort of refer to all of them. But I would like to just stress how impressed I was with firstly, the sheer number of the papers presented by the alumni of SEERI, but not just the numbers, the quality too of those many, many papers, which is a great testimony, really, to the 40 years of educational activities that's been carried out at SEERI. So that is something that should be stressed, the work of the alumni here. Part of the celebration, I'm thinking, when I say celebration, I'm thinking mainly of the liturgical part of the proceedings. We've had wonderful liturgies. I'm just upstairs in the chapel upstairs, also in Krav-Langard and in the Orthodox Seminary yesterday. And I will be taking many, I mean, there were so many memorable images that I will take home with me from those, the liturgies. It wasn't in the liturgy, but one particular image that I will remember is that of Maria Johanna and Joseph of the Church of the East, sitting next to Maria Johanna Dioskoros of the Orthodox Church. And then my colleague, Carl Pinjero, who of course has departed already, mentioned this yesterday too, but the symbolism involved in that, the Church of the East, Metropolitan and the Orthodox Metropolitan sitting next to each other and holding hands. I mean, as a visual image, that is the symbol of the ecumenism which has been promoted through SEERI. So that I think is an image I will retain and cherish. Commemorative part of the events, I'll mention two things. The first is the commemoration of those members, those people closely associated with SEERI who have departed, who have gone on to the next world. And I'm thinking here, well, as recent departures, I'm thinking especially of Ephrem and Father Raju. For me personally, it was good to have the occasion to share the memories, come here and talk about those people, and to share the memories of those such kind and holy people. So that was one part of commemoration that was important for me. The other part of the commemoration, of course, is the commemoration of SEERI itself. Especially on the day, on the first day, we were hearing, they're telling us all about, especially the early days of SEERI. I'd heard about some of those stories, but many of the stories I did not know. So that was new to me. Or those stories relating to the beginnings of SEERI. And I was just listening to those stories and putting them together. And I could not but feel that there was a sort of guiding hand of providence behind what happened at the beginning of SEERI. And I believe that hand is still guiding this institution. My first visit to SEERI was 2002, that's 23 years ago, which means, so out of the 40, out of those 40 years of SEERI, I've been a part of that for just over half of it. So in that sense, I don't belong to the first generation. I sort of feel I belong to the second generation, as it were, of scholars who've had the privilege to come here and to be associated with this institute. I won't be long. Just 2 weeks ago, we were celebrating the 25th anniversary back in Japan of the Japanese Society for the Study of Eastern Christianity. There too, I'm in a similar position. So it was the 25th anniversary. I wasn't the one, I wasn't one of the people who started it. I sort of belong to the generation after that. And we were then sort of saying, partly jokingly, that we have those people who started everything, the people of the heroic age, as it were, and then we are these more degenerate mortals who follow them. I have something of that feeling here too. We have Father Jacob and also everyone else who have been with SEERI from the beginning. In a sense, I feel that they are the heroes. I belong to that degenerate next generation. And of course, the usual thing is it gets worse and worse, at least in mythology, Greek mythology and mythology elsewhere, things get worse and worse. But I do realize we have the duty to make sure it doesn't go that way. We are not these heroes, but we can try to make sure that things do not degenerate. And I do feel I have that, it's my duty too to participate in making sure that does not happen. So I'd just like to end as a member of that second generation by expressing my sincere gratitude, my deep felt gratitude for, certainly personally, for what I have got out of SEERI, but all the wonderful work you have been doing, expressing gratitude, and at the same time, sort of making a small pledge that I can to say that I will do what I can to try to, play the little part that I can in ensuring that we'll be celebrating in the same kind of mood the 50th anniversary, the 60th and the 70th and the 80th anniversary of this institute. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor, for your incredible insights. May I call upon Sister Dr. Eliam Mary Therese, Assistant Professor, Holy Spirit University of Catholic Lebanon, to offer your impressions.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is actually my first visit to India, and I must say it has been a profound experience. Being here allowed me to see with my eyes, ears, and heart the diversity of the church in India, something I had only known from books and from my professor's teachings. Now about the conference itself, it has been truly rich. People came from so many countries, and alongside them, we had students, professors, priests, and researchers of the Institute. Together, this created a real mosaic of values. And what I appreciated is that this richness has not only inside the lecture halls, it was also in the encounters we had outside these sessions. I mean, the ceremonies, the concert, the office prayers, the visits, the meals, and all the people we met along the way. Personally, these 5 days have been intense, long days, very full, sometimes even exhausting. But in the end, they left me with a deep sense of satisfaction because I felt I had lived something truly exceptional. From an academic perspective, I was most impressed by the amazing range of presentations. We heard about church fathers, exegesis, spirituality, liturgy, philosophy, monasticism, manuscripts, inscriptions, poetry, grammar, technology, and even mathematics. Truly a vast panorama. And what made it special is that each speaker brought his or her own perspective, shaped by different backgrounds. To conclude, when I arrived here, I felt a deep responsibility to represent my beloved institution, the Holy Spirit University of Kaslik, to which I'm very grateful for giving me the opportunity to be here today. Now, as I prepare to leave, I feel an equally great responsibility to share within my own circle of work and teaching what I have seen and experienced here among you. I also hope that there will be many Thomases who will insist on coming to see for themselves. Thank you.
Thank you, sister, for your great evaluation and feedback. May I invite Father Dr. Shajan Varghese, alumnus and faculty of SEERI, Orthodox Theological Seminary, Kottayam, to offer your observations from the Indian side of perspectives.
Good afternoon. It's my great joy to present to you a summary of this conference, and that has been a meeting of minds and hearts in love with the Syriac language. We have all been privileged to be a part of. This short and precise comment focuses on 4 main aspects of this conference: ecumenical, theological, liturgical, and sharing of knowledge in an international level. As witnessed in these past 3 days, this conference has brought together various churches together to study and discuss the rich Syriac heritage. The ecumenical significance of this is notable. Many papers in this conference highlighted the most important themes of Syriac theology from various traditions and included church architecture, early Malabar tradition, and the exploration of the forgotten widespread use and revival of Karshon as presented by Dr. Amal Anthony. Early Syriac versions of the Nicene Creed by Father Dr. B. Varghese was also illuminating and timely, given that we are celebrating the anniversary of the Creed. The Nicene Creed unites all apostolic churches and is thus from an ecumenical perspective of utmost importance. Most importantly, the academic purpose presented have intentionally and unintentionally attempted to bring the various Syriac churches together towards more dialogue and mutual understanding. Scholars from various parts of the world share their knowledge, insight, and recent discoveries in the Syriac world. Among them, a few that are notable: Syriac manuscript of the Lebanese Maronite order and Syriac studies in the Marburg University, the archive to the World Catalogue of Patriarchal Monastery of Sharfet. And Professor Pinger commented on the responsibility of the Syriac traditions to help the West to overcome the crisis of faith by its profound mystical way of life. The conference undoubtedly enriched the Syriac liturgical tradition. The research papers helped to understand each other's Syriac liturgical tradition. Deeper understanding on the liturgical tradition encourages a revival in preserving ancient traditions. Other papers focused on various aspects of theology. Verily, the conference played a significant role in shaping the Syriac theological world. The papers are focused on objectives of rich heritage, value, and relevance of the Syriac language and its tradition. Simultaneously, this conference has addressed the challenges and the scope of the Syriac theology. It has also helped in the growth of Syriac language and theology. Finally, I commend the hard work and dedication of Father Jacob Tekeparambil and the entire SEERI team to make this conference a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you, Father, for your critical evaluation and suggestions. May I now call upon Sister Dr. Jinsi O. Total, alumnus and faculty of SEERI and research guide of MG University, to offer your impressions.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Ruby Jubilee celebration of SEERI have been a truly memorable event in the history of Syriac studies in India and beyond. Marking 40 years of dedicated service to research, publication, and information in the field of Syriac heritage, the Jubilee was not only a commemoration of the past, but also a sign of hope for the future. One of the most encouraging features of this year's celebration was the remarkable participations of the young Syriac scholars. Their active involvement, fresh perspectives, and quality research purpose demonstrated how the torch of Syriac scholarship is being carried forward with a renewed vigor. It was heartening to witness the younger generations engaging deeply with the treasures of the Syriac tradition, whether in liturgy, patristics, biblical studies, or history. The academic sessions of the Jubilee reflected both the continuity and the innovation. Senior scholars presented profound insights, grounding the discussions in a rich legacy, while the younger voices introduced new methodologies and interdisciplinary approaches, ensuring that Syriac studies remain vibrant and relevant in the contemporary context. The celebrations was not only academic, but also the spiritual and the cultural, highlighting SEERI's unique role as a meeting place of the faith, scholarship, and ecumenism. The liturgical prayers, cultural programs, and fraternal exchanges underlined the unity and diversity of the Syriac Christian heritage. As we congratulate SEERI for 40 years of outstanding service, we also extend heartfelt congratulations to all the young scholars who contributed to the Jubilee with their research. Their dedication assures us that the mission of SEERI will continue to flourish for the generation to come. May the Ruby Jubilee mark the beginning of the new golden era for the Syriac studies, and may the young and the other scholars grow to the torchbearers in this priceless heritage. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, sister, for your great evaluation and feedback. Thank you once again, all the evaluators, for discussing the challenges and opportunities ahead. We have gained new insights and perspectives that will help us advance further. May I now call upon Father Skaria Vattakat Kalayil, Bursar SEERI, to propose vote of thanks.
Your beatitude, your graces, Corpiscopoi, fathers, sisters, scholars, alumni, and dear friends. It is indeed my honor to propose the vote of thanks at the conclusion of this historic Ruby Jubilee of SEERI. First and foremost, we raise our hearts in gratitude to the Almighty, under whose protection and providence SEERI marched forward for 40 glorious years. I would like to recall with gratitude the colorful inaugural session that set the tone for this Jubilee. Over these past days, we have been deeply enriched by the presence of around 28 distinguished Syriac scholars from abroad, as well as several alumni of SEERI who shared their research and reflections on Syriac language, literature, and heritage. Their wisdom reminded us once again of SEERI's global mission and enduring relevance. Today, we are greatly honored to conclude the Ruby Jubilee
with the benedictory address of His Beatitude Patriarch More Ignatius Joseph Yunan. Your Beatitude, your presence here is an immense blessing for SEERI and for all gathered. Thank you, Your Beatitude. Due to time constraints, let me also gratefully acknowledge the presence and blessings of His Grace Dr. Thomas Mar Kurilos, Metropolitan Archbishop of Tiruvalla and President of SEERI, His Grace Joseph Mar Barnabas, His Grace Kuriakos Mar Ivanios, His Grace Yohanan Yusuf Episcopa, Rich Corpiscopa Dr. Johns Abraham Conant, Corpiscopa Dr. M.P. George, Dr. Sister Ardra Isaisi, Dr. Rajan Varghese, and Professor Dr. Andre Makhar, and Dr. Thomas Kunamakel, the illustrious teacher of SEERI. We thank each of you for your inspiring words and constant encouragement. We also express our gratitude to our beloved evaluators who offered their valuable time and wisdom during this Jubilee. Thank you all. Over these past 4 days, we were blessed to witness a rich and vibrant academic exchange centered on Syriac studies. Eminent scholars, researchers, and professors gathered here representing universities, research institutions, and ecclesiastical centers from across the world. They came from different countries and cultures, yet all were united by their common passion for the Syriac heritage, its language, literature, theology, liturgy, history, and culture. Thank you once again. A jubilee of this magnitude would never have been possible without the selfless labor of many hands. On this blessed occasion, I gratefully acknowledge the tireless efforts of all our committees and teams who worked with such dedication. From planning and coordinating sessions, welcoming our esteemed guests, arranging hospitality and refreshments, to managing the liturgy, concert, media, and documentation, each detail bore the mark of your hard work and commitment. Thank you all. We especially appreciate the constant presence and guidance of our faculty members, Reverend Dr. Joseph Kalariparambil, Reverend Dr. Baby Varghese, Reverend Dr. Stephen Plantotam, OIC, Reverend Dr. Sister Jinsi Othotil, and Reverend Dr. Shajan Varghese. Thank you very much, dear ones. Also with them, we gratefully remember the unwavering support of Reverend Father Abraham Valiyagolatingal, Deacon Niku Jacob, the tireless kitchen service of Sister Therese Margaret SIC and her dedicated team, the technical support of Reverend Father Matthew Koshi, Reverend Father Sibu Pallichara, and Reverend Father Saibu Sakaria, and the all-around assistance of Mr. Denny, Mr. Bipin Das, our alumni, students, faculty members, parishioners, and well-wishers. Each of you has played a vital role in the success of this Jubilee. Thank you all. Last, but truly first, my deepest gratitude is reserved for Reverend Dr. Jacob Theke Parambil, the founder director of SEERI. This Ruby Jubilee is in truth a living testimony to his vision, perseverance, and lifelong dedication to Syriac studies. Even today, at the age of 84, Father Jacob continues to labor with youthful energy and passion. His life is a witness that love for tradition keeps the spirit ever young and the mission ever firm. Father, on behalf of the entire congregation, we extend to you our warmest wishes and heartfelt gratitude and our deepest admiration. Finally, to all our scholars, alumni, seminarians, sponsors, well-wishers, and friends, thank you for your presence, your prayers, and your encouragement. You have made this Ruby Jubilee not merely a celebration of the past, but a rededication for the future. Thank you all. Words cannot contain my feelings. Please know that you are very much remembered and appreciated. Your quiet contributions, whether seen or unseen, have been invaluable, and we hold them close to our hearts with gratitude. As we close, let us commit ourselves once again to SEERI's mission. Hur livosek usabar beh. Look towards him and have hope in him. Thank you, one and all. Taudi Sagi.
The role of one person in these days in SEERI has to be accentuated. He doesn't want to be embellished, but he is a palm of SEERI. He does what a palm does. Like a thumb, he manages things. Like the index finger, he directs. Like the middle finger, he always stands in the middle. He educates, and he is the one to connect you to SEERI. On behalf of this entire congregation here, let's all put our hands together to the bursar of SEERI, to the vicar of the SEERI church, and he is Father Skaria Vattakattu Kalayil. His contribution towards the Ruby Jubilee is indeed stupendous. Hats off to you, Father. May God bless you.
Just one word. I am very grateful to all those who have come here and supported us and helped us to make this Jubilee and the conference a grand success. Now I offer a sign of SEERI's future. That is, Ivan, where are you? Because future, Ivan is from Bangalore. And he is one of the students of Father Raju Parakot, one of the youngest students. So future relies in, and after the burial of Father Raju, he went to the tomb of Father Raju, and he is going to sing a Syriac hymn which he learned from Father Raju, and this is the future of SEERI. So now you can.
Hello everybody, my name is Ivan.
Slowly.
My name is Ivan. I thank Father Jacob for this opportunity. Today I am going to sing O Maria Menan in Syriac. O Maria Menan gano no mo uno so berabo du paradaiso o mo O Maria Menan nu homo mo Vakiam to haye the kul nasumo O mo O Maria Menan kitilo vakabiro lo te se karabili the lo sel kiss se the momo zil ho kil saba Leslie the comis libisibo men kaburo O mo. Thank you.
This is certificate for our Ivan.
Anthem of SEERI.
SEERI anthem. Let us stand, I think.
Let us stand for SEERI anthem, led by Choir Episcopal Dr. M.B. George and his team.
Tu baik SEERI bes mardoto diak behendo bahaglodo toma shliho tu baik SEERI behades hubo glesor rimo soroyo yoso Tubayau Mosa Tu baik SEERI dan harshoge malfono se kul manhore besmar tu se Tu baik SEERI dahwai temo Marabioniso labnaito ofsafarto Tu baik SEERI damtai hosho hilaloho odolar bin snayod firin Tu baik SEERI Biyaw mohono di sauhago daslib nuharo nishufor kona.
National anthem. National anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Keep standing for the final blessing from the his beatitude.
أحاي وحوث حبيبي ديل زيل بشلومو عام عدرونو وطيبوثي دموراني يشوع مشيحو بريخيتون كل خون المريو دعباد شمايو ورعو أبو وابرو روحو قاديشو حضلو شريرو العلمين آمين زيل كل خون بشلومو
Thank you. Thank you so much.